When Ryuin was raining blows down on Ayanokoji on that rooftop, he wasn't looking for a physical surrender. He was looking for a glimmer of fear. He wanted a predictive error, a sign that Ayanokoji's mind had finally hit a situation it couldn't calculate. But it never came. Most viewers think this is just anime logic. It's not. It's a high-level psychological state known as cognitive decoupling. While Ryuin was fighting a war of emotion, Ayanokoji was simply running a diagnostic. If you want to move from trying to be calm to being impossible to break, you need to stop using one tactics. Today, we are installing the Unbreakable Mindset 2. We're breaking down the 3 hidden protocols of the White Room, the ones they didn't show you in the montage. In the White Room, students weren't taught to ignore pain. They were taught to de-identify with it. Most people use first-person subjectivity. When a threat appears, your amygdala fires, and you think, I am in danger. I am feeling panic. This I statement creates a feedback loop that paralyzes your logic. Ayanokoji uses the biosensing firewall. He treats his body as a remote terminal. When Manabu swung that punch, Ayanokoji's internal dialogue wasn't, I need to move. It was, hostile entity detected. Initiating evasive maneuver. 4b. Adrenaline surge detected utilizing for increased reaction speed. Remember his fight with Albert? He wasn't brave. He was simply observing the physical weight of Albert's strikes as mass and velocity data. Next time you are in a high-pressure meeting or a confrontation, do not use the word I in your internal monologue. Narrate your body in the third person. The heart rate is increasing. The breath is shallow. By becoming the observer of your body, rather than the victim of it, you create a firewall that keeps your logical mind offline from your biological fear. Protocol 2. The death of surprise. Surprise is a bug in your software. It only exists because your brain made a prediction that turned out to be wrong. For Ayanokoji, surprise is a sign of a low-level intellect. Ayanokoji utilizes recursive entropy simulation. While others are focused on winning, he is focused on mapping chaos. He doesn't just think about what might happen. He simulates the entropy, the ways things will fall apart. This goes deeper than negative visualization. It's about decision trees. When Ayanokoji interacts with someone like Kushida, he isn't just listening to her words. He is running 10 parallel simulations of her betraying him in 10 different ways. Think back to the paper shuffle exam. He didn't just guess what Kushida would do. He simulated the entropy of her character. By the time she acted, it was already a logged event in his mind. He wasn't calm because he was tough. He was calm because he was bored. He had already seen that version of reality a week ago. Stop hoping for outcomes. When you enter a situation, identify the 3 most chaotic ways it could fail. Mentally accept the social death or failure of those paths. If you have already accepted the worst-case scenario as a valid data point, reality loses the ability to shock your system. Protocol 3. The 0-point baseline, the ego void. The ultimate vulnerability is identity. If you want to be seen as smart, people can make you feel stupid. If you want to be seen as kind, people can make you feel guilty. Ayanokoji has a 0-point baseline. He has no self-image to protect. In the White Room, your name, your feelings, and your pride were stripped away until only the objective remained. This is called strategic nihilism. Most people are reactive because their ego is being bruised. Ayanokoji is active because he has no ego. When he let Ryuin beat him, he didn't care about looking weak. He understood that looking weak was the most efficient tool for his current objective. Look at his relationship with Karuizawa. He doesn't need her to like him. He uses her as a tool because his ego doesn't require validation. His unbreakable nature comes from the fact that there is nothing to grab onto. You can't insult a void. Now, how to execute this in your life. Identify your ego anchor, the thing you are most afraid people will say about you. For example, you're a failure, you're boring, you're weak. Now, intentionally assume that label is true for the duration of the conflict. Once you stop trying to defend your image, you are free to focus 100% of your CPU power on the solution. You aren't fighting for your pride, you're fighting for the win. Ayanokoji Kiyotaka isn't a goal. He's a reminder of what the human mind can do when it stops being a slave to its own noise. The Unbreakable Mindset 2 isn't about feeling nothing. It's about processing everything. Firewall your sensations. Simulate the entropy. Delete your ego. This is the protocol. If you're ready to stop being a pawn of your own emotions, hit subscribe. We're going even deeper next time. Stay calculated.